Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 11월 12일 화요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. Day by day, we're seeing the thermometer dive into negative territory, and that means extra precautions around the house, when stepping out, and especially when watching over our health. 일교차가 큰 환절기에는 폐 관련 질환에 각별히 유의하셔야 한다고 합니다. 면역력이 떨어지기 때문입니다. 통계에 따르면 지난해 폐렴 환자가 134만 명을 넘어섰다고 하는데요. 11월부터 1월 사이 가장 많은 환자 수가 발생한다고 합니다. 연령대별로는 10대 미만의 어린 환자가 가장 많았다고 하고요. 11월 12일, 오늘은 세계 폐렴의 날입니다. 생후 59개월 이하, 또 65세 이상 어르신은 국가에서 지원하는 폐렴 무료 예방접종도 있다고 합니다. 청취자 여러분, 겨울철 폐렴 조심하세요. Now, besides measures against the cold, we also need to maintain a healthy amount of humidity at home and at the office, as dry conditions facilitate the spread of dangerous germs. With that in mind, let me give you today's first quiz question. That is a hint. Generally, a symptom of a disease that affects our breathing is 1번 coughing, 기침, 2번 jogging, 3번 fishing 중에서 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있겠습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Alright, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
More than 300 protesters have been killed in Iraq amid escalating unrest since anti-government protests erupted a month ago.
이라크 반정부 시위가 한 달 넘게 이어지고 있는 가운데 사망자 수만 300명을 넘어서는 등 유혈 사태는 진정되지 않고 있습니다.
The resignation of Bolivian President Evo Morales has prompted leftist leaders in Latin America to denounce a coup and condemn the protests in the region.
중남미 좌파 지도자들이 불명예 퇴진한 모랄레스 볼리비아 대통령에 대해 일제히 연대를 표하면서 시위대를 강력 규탄했습니다.
Hong Kong police have fired live rounds during recent demonstrations, leaving 2 protesters in critical condition.
홍콩 시위 현장에서 시위 참가자 2명이 경찰이 쏜 실탄에 맞아 쓰러졌습니다.
At least 20 people have died and dozens more are missing after Cyclone Bulbul hit the coasts of India and Bangladesh.
인도 동부 벵골만에 사이클론 불불이 강타해 최소 20명이 사망하고 수십 명이 실종됐습니다.
Alibaba's Singles Day event, the largest online shopping bonanza in the world, set an unprecedented record of 44 trillion won or 38 billion US dollars in sales.
세계 최대 규모의 온라인 소비 이벤트인 알리바바의 쌍10일, 10일이죠. 쇼핑 축제가 사상 최고 거래액인 44조 원, 380억 달러를 기록했습니다. And for the headlines and more, I'm joined by Steve. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Did you do some online shopping yesterday?
I should have.
Biggest global online shopping event in the world.
I know. I really should have. Did you?
I did not. But many, many other people did. We know that for sure, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. I have a question for you. Oh, good morning to our listeners as well, by the way.
Exactly. 박효숙 님이 여기는 가을의 끝자락 부산입니다. Good morning 하셨고요. Good morning to you. 신지혜 님, 우와. 내일은 기온이 영하로 떨어진대요. It's going to go below freezing point tomorrow. Be careful of the cold. 감기 조심하세요.
Which leads me to my question.
Yeah.
At what point during the year do you turn on your heat? Do you just turn it on in your home whenever you feel like, oh, it's a little chilly, let's turn the heat on?
That's a
or
good question.
do you try to wait? Oh no, it's only early November. Let's not do it yet. Let's wait a little longer.
Yeah, if I'm at home, like during the weekends, I'll try not to have the heater on because in the afternoon it gets really warm. But if I'm going to be outdoors anyway, then I just won't turn it on. So I'll wait until it gets really cold. December, maybe mid-December.
I play a game every year. I
Yeah?
see how long
You can-
I can stand it. But the last couple of days, it's been chilly. I mean,
At night, yeah.
at night, and my feet are cold on the floor,
True.
things like that. I think I've learned this bad habit from my father, though. You know, when I was in school, my father is a very frugal gentleman. And I remember being, in the shower when I was in high school, and I'd hear this. That's long enough. I say, Dad, I have shampoo in my hair, literally. So like, no, okay, wrap it up. So he was always trying to save money on heat and hot water and things like that. And
맞아요.
I think that's what I do too.
아, 그렇군요. frugal 그러면 굉장히 알뜰하다라는 뜻인데요. 알뜰하신 아버지 덕분에 샤워도 짧게, 난방도 최대한 키지 않고 버틸 수 있을 때까지 버티고 이렇게 사시는군요.
Can you imagine that? Get out.
나와. 샤워할 때 이게 아버지가 나와. 너무 오래 있었어. 5분 지났거든. 이렇게 하셨군요. 자, 끝번호 2958 쓰시는 분이요. 수험생 아침에 태워주며 매일 듣고 있습니다. 이제 이틀 남았어요 하셨습니다. The 수능 is 2 days away.
Oh my.
Can you imagine how nervous the students must be right now? Because this test could, I don't know, but it could change their lives.
Yes, but the thing that I always like to say at this time of year is, well, there's two things. Number one, try to relax because it's like going into a job interview.
It's so true, yeah.
Everyone is nervous. So if you can somehow find a way to relax, that will give you an advantage, right? It will
Exactly.
be beneficial to you. The other thing is that, that I say is that all you can do is do your best. That's it. That's all anybody can ask of you. So try your hardest, study your hardest for the next couple of days, and then do your best on the test and,
Absolutely.
and see what happens after that.
Exactly. Well, best of luck and thank you all for writing in. Good morning to everyone today. Let's kick off our show and you can listen to the headlines by going to our website. We will go over those news stories, starting with number one.
All right. Headline number one this morning. More than 300 protesters have been killed in Iraq amid escalating unrest since anti-government protests erupted a month ago.
이라크 반정부 시위가 한 달 넘게 이어지고 있는 가운데 사망자 수만 300명을 넘어서는 등 유혈 사태는 진정되지 않고 있습니다.
So at least 319 protesters have been killed by security forces since the protests began last month. Those latest figures are from the Iraqi Human Rights Commission, and those figures were released on Sunday. And now the United Nations mission for Iraq, also on Sunday, has proposed a roadmap out of this social upheaval, a roadmap or a plan,
Right.
if you will.
그렇습니다. 지난달 초부터 계속 이어지고 있는 이라크 반정부 시위로 인해서 지금까지 집계된 바로는 319명이 사망을 했다고 하고요. 부상자만 해도 15,000명이 넘는다고 합니다.
So again, going back to this plan or this roadmap from the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, they said in a statement that they laid out a series of short and longer term measures to deal with the crisis, including electoral reform and also a series of anti-corruption measures. As an immediate measure, it called for the release of all peaceful demonstrators detained since the beginning of October, and that would initiate a full investigation of cases of abduction and prosecuting and punishing those responsible for the excessive use of force.
네, 지금 국제사회는 이제 빠른 시일 내에 이 시위와 그다음에 국가에서 지금 일어나는 여러 가지 폭력 사태라든지 이런 것들이 다 빨리 멈춰지기를 바라는 마음에서 목소리를 내고 있는데요. 그중에 하나가 국제 앰네스티입니다. 국제 앰네스티 같은 경우에는 성명을 내서 유혈 사태가 빠른 시일 내에 멈추도록 군경의 불법 행위를 중단하도록 명령해야 된다라고 이제 정부에 촉구를 했습니다.
Amnesty International, I think you just mentioned,
Yeah.
they said that Iraqi authorities should immediately rein in security forces. The White House also issued a statement Sunday night calling for a halt to the violence against the protesters because it has continued. On Sunday, at least 19 protesters were wounded when security forces used tear gas to repel them. And on Saturday, 5 protesters were shot dead by live ammunition, while a sixth was killed by a direct hit to the head from a tear gas canister.
And this is all to do with the very low employment rate, the lack of public service, I suppose, in the country.
The things that we've been talking about since the beginning of the protest, but the protesters' most immediate demand is for the resignation of Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi's government. He's been in power for just over a year now, and he's also refusing to step down.
그렇습니다. 지금 한 달 넘게 이어지고 있는 이라크의 반정부 시위의 골자는요. 실업난 굉장히 심각하다고 합니다. 그리고 공공서비스 부족, 그 다음에는 정부의 부정부패인데요. 그중에서도 압둘 마우디 총리 물러나라라는 목소리가 굉장히 많이 들리고 있네요. All right, let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 2 this morning, the resignation of Bolivian President Evo Morales has prompted leftist leaders in Latin America to denounce a coup and condemn the protests in the region.
중남미 좌파 지도자들이 불명예 퇴진한 모랄레스 볼리비아 대통령에 대해 일제히 연대를 표하면서 시위대를 강력 규탄했습니다.
So Evo Morales, who, by the way, was Bolivia's first indigenous leader, was in power for 14 years, but allies deserted him following weeks of protests, and this goes back to that October 20th election, right?
Yeah.
So on Sunday, that's when the Bolivian military and then key political backers called on him to step down. He did step down, but it's really polarized governments across the region. Presidents from Venezuela to Argentina denouncing a coup, but others cheering his exit. Colombia and Peru, they called on the Bolivian state to ensure new elections would be lawful. Brazil went even further and welcomed Morales' fall. But in Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro told allies to mobilize in support of Morales.
그렇습니다. 남미 국가들을 대략적으로 보게 되면은 어제 우리가 보도를 했었죠. 볼리비아의 에보 모랄레스 대통령이 사임하겠다라고 발표를 했는데 좌파입니다. 좌파 국가들 중에는 베네수엘라가 있고요. 볼리비아가 있고 그다음에는 에콰도르라든지 이런 국가들은 지금 전부 다 이건 지금 쿠데타다. 모랄레스 대통령이 불명예스럽게 어쩔 수 없이 지금 물러나고 있는데 연대를 이루자라는 목소리를 내고 있고요. 그런가 하면은 우파에는 브라질, 페루, Honduras, Colombia 등등의 국가가 있습니다.
Cuba, Mexico, Argentina.
Cuba, I think, is a leftist country.
Yeah, that's right.
그렇습니다. 그래서 국가마다 이제 좌파 우파가 이제 극명하게 나뉘어져 있어서 그 입장도 굉장히 많이 다릅니다.
But all of these countries are commenting, which is what's
Yes.
interesting, and that's why we said it was so polarizing. The Cuban president tweeted his solidarity and said the world must be mobilized for the life and freedom of Evo. Mexico's government, they rejected what it called a military operation in Bolivia, and in Argentina, the president-elect, who won a landslide victory just last month, said the institutional breakdown in Bolivia is unacceptable. So some people are for and some people are for against.
All right, let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 3 this morning. Hong Kong police have fired live rounds during recent demonstrations, leaving 2 protesters in critical condition.
홍콩 시위 현장에서 시위 참가자 2명이 경찰이 쏜 실탄에 맞아 쓰러졌습니다.
2 people, like I said, in critical condition after yet another day of violent demonstrations in Hong Kong. A protester was injured on Monday morning when he was shot at close range by a police officer. He was the 3rd person shot by police since the protests began 24 weeks ago. That was one of the dramatic events, very dramatic events. And the other very dramatic event was later on Monday. A pro-Beijing supporter was doused in flammable liquid and set on fire after arguing with protesters.
Now, the protesters were holding a vigil, and it was not a candlelight vigil, but what was interesting was they all had their smartphones or mobile phones, and the lights, were switched on, so it looked like candles from a distance, but they're all smartphones. And they had this vigil because of the first death since the protest began 6 months ago.
That was Alex Chow, and he had been in hospital since he fell from the ledge of a car park during a police operation at a point a few days ago.
Right, exactly. And as they were holding this vigil, the protest went on, and then, as you said, shootings occurred.
Yeah, that footage actually was posted on Facebook. Did you
That's
watch
right.
the footage?
Yes, I did. Very, very disturbing.
It's very disturbing. The police officer, if you haven't seen the footage, is grappling with another individual. Almost looks like hugging, if you will, but not obviously.
Yeah.
And then another man approaches, another protester approaches, and he has his hands down by his side. He's not in attacking form per se, but he is approaching the police officer, and at that point, the police officer discharged his weapon.
그렇습니다. 홍콩 시위가 지금 벌써 한 6개월째 이어지고 있는데요. 첫 사망자, 첫 희생자를 추모하는 행사가 며칠 전에 있었습니다. 그 이후에 사람들이 계속해서 시위를 하고 있는데 거기에서 경찰이 쏜 실탄에 맞은 한 이제 학생인 것으로 제가 알고 있습니다만 아닐 수도 있습니다. He was 20-something years old, the one that was shot? 22?
Yeah, 21 years old. Yeah.
그렇군요. 20대 초반의 한 남성이 실탄에 맞아서 지금 위독한 상태라고 하고요. 이 피격 장면이 페이스북에 생중계가 되면서 더 논란은 확산이 되고 있습니다. But Hong Kong is saying we are going to stand firm, we are not going to back down. This is the government and the police, right?
That is correct.
그렇습니다. 홍콩의 경찰, 또 홍콩 정부는 모든 무력을 사용해도 좋으니 계속해서 어떤 시위자들의 폭력 사태를 막아라라는 입장이네요. Let's go on to our next headline.
At least 20 people have died and dozens more are missing after cyclone Bulbul hit the coasts of India and Bangladesh.
네, 인도 동부 벵골만에 사이클론 불불이 강타해 최소 20명이 사망하고 수십 명이 실종됐습니다.
So the death toll continues to rise, and maybe we're going to see these numbers continue to rise as people sort through the wreckage. But this cyclone was huge. It packed winds of up to 120 kilometers per hour when it hit late on Saturday in India and Bangladesh. It forced the closure of ports and airports in both countries. 10 people were killed in India's West Bengal state after 2 uprooted trees fell on their homes, and another after being struck by falling branches. 2 others died in another nearby state. In Bangladesh, 8 people were killed, 5 by falling trees, and at least 20 people were injured. And 5 others are missing after a fishing trawler sank in bad weather on a river near a southern island of Bola.
네. 불불, 사이클론인데요. 지금 인도 벵골만 연안을 따라서 이제 북동쪽으로 이동하고 있다고 합니다. 지금 방글라데시, 그 다음에 인도 동부가 큰 피해를 입었다라는 소식이고, 조금 전에 말씀드린 대로 최소 20명이 사망했다라고 합니다. 아직 집계 중이라서 이 숫자는 올라갈 수도 있고요. AFP 통신에 따르면은 지금 한 20명이 사망을 했고, 훨씬 더 많은 부상자와 실종자가 있을 것으로 그렇게 추정이 된다고 합니다. What's the difference, very briefly, between cyclones and hurricanes? Is there one, difference?
It's all the same thing. It just depends on which part of the world you're in.
그렇습니다. 여기서 이제 우리가 사이클론이라고 하는데 남태평양과 인도양에서 발생하는 우리식으로 말하자면 태풍이죠. 우리는 타이푼이라는 표현을 이 지역에서는 쓰고 이제 또 그런 남태평양, 인도양에서는 사이클론이라는 표현을 쓰고요. 미국에서는 보통 hurricane을 많이 쓰죠.
Yeah, that's right.
그렇습니다.
Anyway, a little bit more of an update for you on this. Some 2.1 million people from across Bangladesh were relocated, to cyclone shelters. Troops were sent to coastal districts. Tens of thousands of volunteers went door to door, so people were mobilized trying to help out as much as they could. About 1,500 tourists were stranded on one particular island, and in India, nearly 120,000 people who were evacuated. They did finally start to return home as the cyclone weakened, but obviously a tremendous amount of damage done.
그렇군요. 관광객도 방글라데시 남부에 있는 한 섬에 고립되는 일이 있었다고 하는데요. 관광객 한 1,500여 명, 굉장히 많은 관광객들이 고립이 되는 일도 있었습니다. 중심부의 최고 풍속이 이제 130km에 달했었지만 지금 그 위력이 많이 사라졌다라고 하네요. Let's go on to our final headline.
Alibaba's Singles Day event, the largest online shopping event in the world, has set a new record high in sales in less than 24 hours.
세계 최대 규모의 온라인 소비 이벤트인 알리바바의 쌍10일 쇼핑 축제가 작년 11월 11일 하루 전체 거래액을 넘어섰습니다. So it's much more than it was last year.
Yes, that's right. They've broken records in their 11th year, and they raked in, what was the updated number? 38 billion. It was 31 billion at one point, I think, yesterday, from what they estimated, and the final numbers were 38. They did that in 16 and a half hours of sales. That surpassed last year's all-time high.
So this Singles Day, it started as something quite innocent, didn't it?
Just a couple of young people got it going, right?
Yes, like an anti-Valentine's Day thing. And then Alibaba stepped in and they decided, let's make this a national shopping day, an e-commerce day. And now it is the biggest of its kind in the world.
Do you know they reached 1 billion in sales in a little over 1 minute?
Oh my goodness. 어제 이렇게 관광제가 시작이 되면서 테일러 스위프트가 오프닝 콘서트를 해가지고 또 생중계가 되더라고요. She was in China, right? To open up the concert.
Yeah, she was. They do this live broadcast, and I thought I had started reading a different news article when I started reeling Taylor Swift concert, but it wasn't a full Taylor Swift concert. It was just a
just
performance.
The opening,
But still, that just shows you how big that this event actually is, right?
네, 정말 대단하죠. 우리 돈으로는 44조 원, 그러니까 달러로 환산을 하자면은 38 아닌가요? 300. Wait a minute. I can't get my numbers. I have these somewhere.
Math again.
I have it somewhere. And I'll get to it. Oh my goodness. All right. So, but anyhow, it is much more than it was. Here we go. 380억 달러. 작년에는 300억 달러 정도였는데요. 올해는 이제 80억 달러가 늘었네요.
This is the first Singles Day event for Alibaba since the exit of the very colorful owner or founder, Jack Ma, right? He was replaced by Executive Chairman Daniel Zhang.
He is still on the board, but he's not like active.
That's right, but he's focusing more on philanthropy and education. Exactly. But I think Daniel Zhang must be
boxing sometimes.
Yeah, right. Daniel Zhang must be very, very pleased with the numbers that rolled in.
Indeed, 그렇습니다. 제가 읽었던 또 다른 한 기사에 따르면은요, 우리가 잘 알고 있는 아마존 있죠. Amazon is a huge, huge company. 그런데 아마존의 연 매출의 15%를 이 중국 Singles Day 하루 안에 번다고 합니다.
That's amazing, isn't it? One final fun statistic for you. The number of delivery orders exceeded 1 billion after 16 hours. That beat the total number of orders in 2018.
Wow, 1 billion, 10억. 와, 네, 택배 물량도 뭐 엄청나다라는 얘기를 지난주에 전해드렸는데요. 11월 11일 이제 지났습니다. All right, well, back to planet Earth and back to November 12th now. Give us the quiz again, will you?
Quiz question. Generally, a symptom of a disease that affects our breathing is, number 1, coughing, number 2, jogging, or number 3, fishing.
That's a hint. 힌트예요, 여러분.
Yes.
자, 떡볶이 세트 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 보여드릴 거고요. 김태용 님이 BTS가 가서 공연을 했어야 됐는데 아쉬워요. Why Taylor Swift? Why not BTS? is what our listener says.
Probably more expensive.
비싸서 그랬을 거다.
I have no idea, but that's a guess.
인원수가 많으니까요. 알겠습니다. 노래 듣고 올게요. This is LMNT with Juliet. Hey, Steve, I want to be your Romeo. That makes no sense.
Wouldn't you want to be my Juliet?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or that would make me your Juliet.
All right, well, today is World Pneumonia Day. That was in the opening today. And that's why our quiz is about this.
Gotcha.
자, 김민영 님이요. 지금 계절은 폐렴뿐만 아니라 혈관 질환도 많이 발생됩니다. 건강 관리 잘 하세요. 라고 하셨습니다. This season is not only the season to watch out for pneumonia, but also all types of blood vessel related diseases, I think that would be. Yeah, well, I mean, it gets cold all of a sudden.
It's a strange name for a day, though, isn't it?
World Pneumonia Day.
It sounds like we're celebrating pneumonia.
But we're not. We're doing the exact opposite.
We're doing the opposite.
Exactly,
yeah,
yes.
Of course, yeah.
그렇습니다. ACE.
You might say, it's the other way around, you might say.
I love that.
We'll come back to that expression in a little while.
Yes. 에이스라는 아이디 쓰시는 분이요. 지난 겨울 끝자락 친정아빠께서 폐렴으로 2달 넘게 고생하셨는데 올 겨울도 춥고 미세먼지까지 심화돼서 걱정을 하고 있어요. 그런데 65세 이상 무료 접종이 되더라고요. 친정아빠와 엄마 그리고 시부모님까지 모두 예방접종해서 올겨울 건강하게 보낼 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다. That is absolutely true. As mentioned in the opening as well today, if you're over 65 or under 59 months, you can get free pneumonia shots.
That's right.
Yeah, get those. And stay fit and healthy, everyone. 또 지난 겨울에는 고생 많이 하셨겠어요. 아버지도 그렇지만 또 이제 따님인지 아드님이신지 에이스님도 마음고생 많이 하셨을 것 같습니다. 올해는 건강하게 겨울 다 보냅시다. 이영희님이요. Not yet determined 라고 쓰셨는데 Steve mentioned this yesterday. It's so simple and so useful. I've already used this expression.
Oh, yay.
Thank you for the informative expression.
Oh, that makes me feel good. Yeah, not yet determined. We talked about it yesterday,
Yeah,
right? It means very simple. If you missed yesterday's show, not yet determined means we don't know yet.
Exactly.
Or I don't know yet, but it's just a more fancy or formal way to say it.
그렇죠. 우리 언제 모일 거야? 뭐 언제 MT가 The date is not yet determined.
Or the location is not yet determined.
그렇죠. 이예순 님이요. 시대가 좋아져서 번역 어플이 있다지만 부족함이 느껴지더라고요. They say there are lots of great translation apps out there. However, I feel that is not enough. After I came back from vacation, I've been listening to Morning Special every single day. The next time I go on vacation, the aim is to not use a translation device or an app at all.
Yeah,
Good morning to all.
Challenge yourself. Why not? Right? Yeah.
맞습니다.
I mean, because you can always use the app in an emergency situation, I guess, but maybe see how it goes if you try not to use it, right?
Yeah. Once you start to rely more on yourself, that would be a motivation to study.
You know, those apps are great, but for language learning, this is just an opinion of mine. Those apps can also be a crutch.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You depend on it too much. It's almost like a calculator for math. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't deliver emotions and expressions if you use an app.
Also true. But that being said, they are very, very useful sometimes.
Indeed. All right, well, thank you for all of your messages. Keep sending those in. If you know the answer to the quiz today, send that in as well. And if you have any questions, ask away. We have 5 tteokbokki sets waiting for their new owners this morning. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 시진핑 중국 국가주석이 그리스 순방에 돌입하면서 1대1로를 통한 우군 확보전에 본격적인 시동을 걸었습니다. 시 주석은 그리스에 도착한 직후 그리스와 1대1로 협력의 상징인 피레우스항 개발 사업을 직접 언급하면서 중국과 그리스는 최근 높은 수준의 관계 발전을 유지해왔다고 밝혔는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks on Monday in Greece, where he was eagerly awaited by the new pro-business government. Mr. Xi is due to meet with the Greek president and prime minister during the trip, with the two countries set to sign cooperation documents on education, shipping, and energy. The visit to Athens will have historical significance for the development of China-Greece relations and Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, as Greece is one of the backers of the plan that will see trillions invested in new infrastructure across 126 countries.
Well, this master plan that China has to link up all of the roads, to sort of create a new Silk Road, if you will.
A new massive network.
It's really going places. I mean, he's going country to country saying, let's do this together.
Of ports and railways and roads and industrial parks all across Asia and Africa and the Middle East and Europe. I mean, it is a massive project.
It is, and this time it's Greece. So tell us about this expression.
Well, first of all, they were excited to have the Chinese President Xi Jinping in the country for the talks. And we know that because it says that he was eagerly awaited by the new pro-business government. So let's break this down. Eager. Eager means excited. And await means to wait.
Right.
So when you say, I am eagerly awaiting something, it means that you are excitedly waiting for something. I'll give you an easy example. What's a new big movie? Oh, I know for me.
What?
Next year. Top Gun.
Really?
Yeah. I am eagerly awaiting the release of Top Gun. I am very excited for that film. I'm very excited and I'm waiting.
Yeah.
And it's the combination of those two when you are eagerly awaiting something.
Yes, and a lot of children are eagerly awaiting Frozen 2, which is going to be out very soon.
Is it not out yet?
I believe it's going to be out next week.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Many people might be eagerly awaiting Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not American, but I'm eagerly awaiting American Thanksgiving because of the food.
And the turkey.
I'm North American. That counts.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, right. I'm a neighbor. Anyway, one more time. If you are waiting for something and you're super excited about it, then you can say, I am eagerly awaiting 뭐뭐뭐뭐.
그렇죠. 뭔가를 간절히 기다리다, 고대하다라는 뜻인데요. 이게 수동태로 쓰느냐, 능동태로 쓰느냐에 따라서 주체가 좀 달라지겠죠. 여기서는 그리스가 프레지던트 시진핑을 간절히 기다렸다 이렇게 볼 수 있을 것 같아요. 왜냐하면 프레지던트 시진핑 blah 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 he was eagerly awaited by the Greek government. Right? Okay, and what's another expression here?
So Greece is one of the backers of the plan, the Belt and Road Initiative. If you are a backer of a plan, it's maybe a little confusing because we have the expression to back out, right?
Yeah.
Or back up. But if you're a backer, B-A-C-K-E-R, it means that you are a supporter of whatever plan that is.
그렇죠. 뭔가 지지할 때 backer, 지지하는 사람 이렇게 표현을 할 수 있는데요. Of the plan, 이 plan은 1대1로의 계획을 말합니다. 그것에 대한 지지를 하는 국가로서 아주 고대한 그런 만남이었다라고 볼 수 있겠죠.
If I said to you, I'm starting a new business, and you asked me, oh, where did you get the money? I could say, I have a lot of backers.
Oh, yeah.
What would that mean?
Financial supporters.
Exactly, yes. So a financial supporter is a financial backer, and we hear that term a lot when we're talking about business
그렇죠.
and investment too.
네, 그렇습니다. 후원자라는 뜻도 될 수 있다는 거 기억해 주세요. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks on Monday in Greece where he was eagerly awaited by the new pro-business government. Mr. Xi is due to meet the Greek president and prime minister during the trip, with the two countries set to sign cooperation documents on education, shipping, and energy. The visit to Athens will have historical significance for the development of China-Greece relations and Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, as Greece is one of the backers of the plan that will see trillions invested in new infrastructure across 126 countries.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 뉴질랜드의 신생 정당이 불교 사찰과 이슬람교 사원 등 외래 종교 시설물의 신축 금지를 추진하겠다고 밝혀 논란이 일고 있습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Vision NZ, the new political party led by Hannah Tamaki, is making sweeping promises to stop to all further mosques, temples, and other foreign buildings of worship being erected in our country. Data from the 2018 census shows that 48.59% of New Zealanders have no religion, up from 41.92% at the 2013 census. Religious freedom is a right in the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act. Mrs. Tamaki also said her party was, quote, pleased to let the Prime Minister know that, no, we are not them and they are not us, but they can be us if they who choose to integrate with our Kiwi way of life and not the other way around, end quote.
네, 그렇습니다. 이슬람교 사원, 불교 사찰 등등의 시설물을 세우지 못하도록 하겠다라는 게 이 하나 타마키의 공약입니다. 그래서 어떻게 보면은 다문화주의에 역행하는 공약이 아니냐 이런 비판도 나오고 있는데요. She's saying basically, you know, let's not all work together. Let's push the outside forces out.
Basically what she's saying.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought this was an interesting statistic, too, that according to that 2018 census, 48.59% of New Zealanders have no religion, and that's up 7%.
Interesting.
You know, so if you think about it. I'm not saying that she is right by any stretch, but my thought was, if you're living in a community where half of the people don't have a religion, maybe those people might be offended if the other half of mosques and temples and churches and things of that nature. That's what I mean.
Sure, I understand. But at the same time, Hana Tamaki, she's the wife of the founder of the Destiny Church in New Zealand, which is apparently a form of Christianity, I believe.
So therefore, this doesn't seem fair at all, does
Exactly,
it? Yeah.
yes. All right, so we'll look at this.
Yes, so she is making sweeping promises. So if something is sweeping, think about a broom on a floor, right? When you sweep all of the dust on the floor, left and right, then you're covering a large area. So sweeping promises means a very large or broad type of promise. We also talk, that doesn't make much sense. So let me give you a better example. Sweeping generalizations, right? A sweeping generalization would be all Canadian people are nice. Now that's not true, but that's a big, wide, broad generalization, right?
Yeah, every Canadian I've met is nice. No, actually, there is one.
And his name is Steve. So that's a sweeping generalization. It's so big and it's so broad. And sometimes politicians, they make these sweeping promises. These promises are so big. No more temples, no more mosques, no more this, no more that. And it's a big, wide, broad promise. Can you keep a sweeping promise? Can you keep sweeping promises? Sometimes it's hard to do.
네, 그렇습니다. 여기서 sweeping이라는 것은 광범위한 또는 포괄적인이라는 뜻이 있어요. 그래서 뉴질랜드 전역에 있어서 모스크나 어떤 사원 등등 외부 세력, 외부 국가들의 종교 시설을 세우는 것을 내가 만약에 이제 임명이 된다면은 선정이 된다면은 금지하겠다. 이렇게 좀 광범위한 포괄적인 공약을 내세운 겁니다.
You can use this in a different way too with changes. Right? If you say our new boss came in and he or she changed all the uniforms and then changed the schedule and then changed the company's mission statement and then changed our office layout. Those are sweeping changes. Big, wide, broad changes.
네. 그리고 이제 뭐 선정이 되면이 아니고요. 지금 새로운 신생 정당의 리더로서 이런 얘기를 한 것입니다.
Yeah. All right. So what Mrs. Tamaki said was that they can be us if they choose to integrate with our Kiwi way of life and not the other way around.
Yeah.
And this was the expression that I used before.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, I think we were talking about.
Yeah, no, we were talking
was it?
about the meaning of Pneumonia Day.
That's right.
Right? I said, oh, is it to celebrate pneumonia?
And it was the other way around.
No, it's not to celebrate pneumonia. It's the other way around. It's to cause awareness or to bring awareness for it. I'll give you another example. Let's say you and I are co-workers. Oh, perfect.
Which we are.
We are. And there's a morning date interview, right?
Yeah.
And I say to you, okay, I'm going to go do the interview this week. You're going to do it next week, right? And you say, no, it's the other way around. The other way around means the opposite.
그렇죠.
So I said, I'll go this week, you go next week. And if you say, no, it's the other way around, that means you go this week and I'll go next week.
네, 그 반대 상황이라는 뜻의 the other way around인데요. 여기서는 어떤 상황을 말하냐면은 하나치마키라고 하는 이 신생 정당의 리더가 다른 나라에서 사람들이 와서 뉴질랜드에 와서 뉴질랜드화 되는 것은 괜찮다. 그런데 그 반대는 있어서는 안 된다. 뉴질랜드 사람들이 다른 나라 사람화 되는 것은 있어서는 안 된다. 이런 얘기를 한 것이죠. 그리고 키위라는 게 이제 뉴질랜드 사람을 일컫는 하나의 애칭 같은 겁니다. It's a nickname, right?
That's right.
Yes, all right. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Vision NZ, the new political party led by Hana Tamaki, is making sweeping promises to stop to all further mosques, temples, and other foreign buildings of worship being erected in our country. Data from the 2018 census shows that 48.59% of New Zealanders have no religion, up from 41.92% at the 2013 census. Religious freedom is a right in the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act. Mrs. Tamaki also said her party Party was, quote, pleased to let the Prime Minister know that, no, we are not them, and they are not us, but they can be us if they who choose to integrate with our Kiwi way of life and not the other way around, end quote.
And let's remind our listeners once again of the quiz, please.
Quiz question today. Generally, a symptom of a disease that affects our breathing is number 1, coughing, number 2, jogging, number 3, fishing.
네, 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. We're going to be right back with another news focus after My Girl by The Temptations. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 영화 Hidden Figures 기억하시나요? 흑인이자 여성으로서 1960년대 미국 우주선 개발사의 한 획을 그었던 수학자들의 실화를 담은 영화죠. 이들이 반세기가 넘는 세월이 지나 미국에서 가장 높은 훈장을 드디어 받게 됐습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Four African-American women known as the Hidden Figures who worked at NASA during the space race are being awarded Congressional Gold Medals, the highest civilian award in the U.S. The women who worked at NASA's Langley Research Center in Virginia were so-called human computers who did the complex calculations that made space travel possible. They played pivotal roles in World War II aircraft testing, supersonic flight research, and sending the Voyager probes to explore the solar system. They also helped land the first man on the moon in 1969.
Well, they're hidden no more.
Indeed. Did you see the film?
Yes, I loved it.
Really, really good, right? Yeah. And this is a story that I don't think that many people knew about. And that film did a really great job of showing that story to that group of people who would have been unaware.
Exactly. I mean, she was sort of behind the scenes, but she played such a... I mean, when I say she, I'm talking about the main character in the movie.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of these ladies played pivotal roles, as you said. They were behind the scenes calculating and on making sure that the astronauts will be able to go on the right trajectory and things like that. But at the same time, she was being discriminated because she was black.
There was one scene in the film that stood out for me was when the boss said to her, the main character, or one of the main characters, why were you so long in the bathroom? Why do you need 30 minutes in the bathroom?
Yeah.
And her response was, I don't need 30 minutes in the bathroom. There's no washroom here for black people in this building. I have to travel to use
another
the washroom.
building.
And in that scene in the film, she totally broke down. And the boss's response was pretty nice, right? Because I mean, after that, changes were made. So if you haven't seen the film, please do watch it. It's quite wonderful.
It is. All right. So-called human computers.
Yeah. So so-called blank blank or so-called blank means it's not the official title, right? So these women who worked at NASA's Langley Research Center, if they gave you their business card, it would not say human computer on it, but that's what people called them because they were so smart. So that's why we say the so-called human computers.
소위 모모라 불린 so-called human computers. 인간 컴퓨터라는 이제 별명이 붙었을 정도로 아주 수학 천재들이 참 많았다고 하는데요. 그중에 이제 흑인 여성이었기 때문에 잘 알려지지 않았고 심지어는 화장실도 건물 내에 흑인 화장실이 없어서 따로 그런 곳을 찾아가느라고 굉장히 좀 힘든 시절을 겪었다고 하죠. 영화의 내용과 이제 뭐 실화와 좀 비슷하다고 하는데 they have finally been recognized.
Yes, that's right. And they played pivotal roles in many different aspects of their work. So pivotal means hugely necessary to the success of something. If you in your office think, wow, my coworker, he or she, boy, if they were not on our team could not be successful. That person is pivotal to our team's success.
네, 중심축이 되는 이라는 뜻의 pivotal 여기서 쓰였어요. pivotal role이라는 것은 그렇게 중요한 역할을 했다라는 뜻이죠. For our team here on Morning Special, everyone actually is very important, obviously.
Everyone plays a pivotal role.
They do, but I think our assistant director plays such a pivotal role because without her, none of this would stick together. So thank you, Khan, for that.
Did you make a mistake with her recently?
밥 쏘세요. 농담입니다.
I'm just teasing.
All right. So yeah, they have been recognized with the highest civilian award in America.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the story one more time.
Four African American women known as the Hidden Figures who worked at NASA during the space race are being awarded Congressional Gold Medals, the highest civilian award in the United States. The women who worked at NASA's Langley Research Center in Virginia were so-called human computers who did the complex calculations that made space travel possible. They played pivotal roles in World War II aircraft testing, supersonic flight research, and sending the Voyager probes to explore the solar system. They also helped land the first man on the moon in 1969.
Okay, let's remind our listeners of the quiz and give out the answer to it.
The question was, generally, a symptom of a disease that affects our breathing is, and the answer is number 1, coughing.
네, 기침하다, coughing이 정답입니다. 참고로 sneezing은 재채기고요. 1번 정답 맞춰주신 7305님, 0689님, 1017님, 그리고 김용상님, 임은비님 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. 1017님은요, 어제 생일이었는데요. 너무 힘든 일이 많아서 속상해요. 모닝 스페셜 들으면서 힘내고 있습니다. 라고 보내주셨어요. 네, 떡볶이 세트 또 힘내시라는 의미로 저희가 보내드릴 테니까요. 화이팅 하세요. It was this person's birthday, but a lot of bad things happened apparently yesterday.
I see. Well, hopefully today is a better day.
Absolutely. 네, 많이 속상하셨겠지만 happy birthday nonetheless and congratulations on winning the quiz today.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Steve.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for having me. Have a great
actually,
day.
have we not done today's expression?
We haven't. I thought we were out of time. You hurt my feelings.
No, please. What is today's expression?
I was eagerly awaiting your question. And the reason so many good expressions today, but the reason that I chose this is because we can use this with our friends, but we can use it for business English, emails, as well as speaking face-to-face. If you have a client that is going to be visiting Korea soon, then you can say in an email, all of us here at XYZ Company are eagerly awaiting your arrival. Eagerly awaiting your arrival. We are eagerly awaiting your arrival to Korea.
네.
It means excited that you're coming.
그렇습니다. 외국 친구나 지인이 한국에 이제 올 때 귀국이 아니죠. 입국하실 것을 이제 마음 담아 기다리고 있습니다. 뭐 그런 의미로 we are eagerly awaiting이라고 할 수 있겠죠.
That's right.
All right, thank you so much. I'll be eagerly awaiting your presence tomorrow.
My arrival tomorrow.
Your arrival.
How kind of you to say. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, you too. Coming up in hour 2, we have, of course, Say What, and our music segment with Punita. Taking us there now is Sunny Came Home by Sean Colvin.